Welcome to this exercise on the Leaning Brick Piles approach. Here we have for 7 business units the market value, so more or less what this business unit would be worth on the free market, and the carrying amount or book value of the respective business unit. Based on these statistics, we are asked to use the Leaning Brick Piles approach to determine which of the strategic business units should be divested in and why. And as I said, carrying amount means here the same thing as book value. Well, how to proceed with this? First, I'm going to take the information in the table and calculate the so-called MB ratio, so market to book value ratio, by dividing market value by book value or carrying amount. In this regard, those parentheses describe situations where they have a negative market value. So we could also imagine this as having a minus in front of the 100 or the 200 or so forth. Well, if I divide them, I have 100 by 100, 500 by 400, 200 by 500, 200 by 50, 50 by 200, and so forth. Then I'm going to take those MB ratios and order the business units by the MB ratios in an ascending fashion. So descending fashion, sorry. Start with the highest MB ratio, business unit with the highest MB ratio, go last position, the business unit with the lowest, negative lowest MB ratio. And for each of those, I also consider the respective market book values, but now I'm going to calculate cumulated market and book values. So I start with the values for business unit 7, so 400 and 200. Then I'm going to add market and book values for unit 2. So I'm going to add 500 and 400, giving me 9 and 600. Then I add the values for business unit 3. So I'm going to add 200 to the 900 and 500 to the 600, giving me these values. Then I'm going to add for the next one the values for 6. So 100 and 500. 100 to this, 500 to this. And I continue in similar fashion for the other ones. Here I see that the book values are continuously increasing, whereas for the market values there is a certain point where they start decreasing again, and that's where I have business units with a negative market value. Well, in either case, that's the information I need to conduct my analysis and also to illustrate this graphically. So I'm just copying this data and then I prepare, based on this data, the following figure. On the x-axis, I put the book values, the cumulated book values. So I start at 0 for both of them. Go to the first one, 400. The next one, 200. The next one, 600. So that's here. The next one, 1100. That's here. 1600, 1800, 1900, and 1950. So the cumulated book values mark the lower boundary of these boxes which represent the different business units. The height is determined by the market values or cumulated market values. So again, I start at 0, go to 400 for the first one, go to 900 for the second one, go to 1100, third one, 1200 for business unit 6. For business unit 5, I start with 1200, but I have to go down to 1150. Then for the 1, I start at 1150, go down to 1050. With the last one, with business unit 4, I start at 1050, go down to 850. That's how I can determine this side and the height of the boxes. And well, aside from this, I also colored them in a certain fashion. Blue are all those business units which have an MB ratio larger than 1. So they're overperforming in the market. Yellow are all these units which have a positive market value, but where the market value is lower than the book value. So in other words, they're underperforming. And red are those areas where I have a negative market value, so where they push down on the overall value of the company. So they are actively harmful for the value development of the whole company. So in conclusion, I have to divest those two because they're underperforming, because the market value is below the book value. And for sure, I have to divest 5, 1, and 4 because here the market value is negative. They are harmful if I were to keep them in my company. And well, that's then everything there is to this type of exercise. So I hope you enjoyed. I say goodbye and see you next time.